A few videos ago, I asked you to drop your battery chemistry, mileage, and real capacity numbers in the comments. Hundreds of you responded. LFP owners, NMC owners, NCA owners, high-mileage drivers, daily commuters, fleet cars, owners from Australia, Germany, the UK, and the US. I went through every single comment, and here is what the combined data actually shows. Some of it confirmed what we already knew. Some of it genuinely surprised me. Let me start with LFP, because that is where the data is most consistent. The cleanest result in the entire data set came from a 2021 LFP rear-wheel drive Model 3 owner with 105,000 kilometers. Started at 429 kilometers of rated range, now showing 417. That is 97% capacity retention, charging to 100% almost every day as a daily driver. That is exactly the ownership pattern LFP was designed for, and the numbers prove it is working. A 2023 LFP Model Y owner in Sydney with 105,000 kilometers reported 95.2% state of health. Another 2023 LFP Model Y owner with 70,000 kilometers reported just 2.5% degradation after home charging to 100% every night, and always leaving the car plugged in for 2 to 3 hours after reaching full charge. A Model 3 SR Plus from December 2022 with 117,000 kilometers reported 94.4% state of health, read directly from the battery management system via onboard diagnostics, one of the more precise measurement methods any owner in this dataset used. On the longer mileage end, a 2022 LFP rear-wheel drive Model 3 with 205,000 miles came back at 89% state of health. The important context is that this was a former Hertz fleet vehicle, driven hard by multiple users with no consistent charging discipline. 89% at 205,000 miles under fleet conditions is a strong result for any battery chemistry. The pattern across every LFP data point is remarkably consistent. Owners charging at home regularly, reaching 100% and staying plugged in afterward, and driving in moderate climates are seeing 94 to 97% retention well past 100,000 kilometers. One important correction came from several commenters worth addressing directly. The scientific consensus based on actual research papers is that charging LFP to 100% from once a week to once a month is sufficient for battery management system calibration, and that keeping LFP between 80% and 90% for daily use, with regular full charges for recalibration, is the more precise recommendation. If you are not driving for extended periods, keeping the state of charge between 50% and 60% is better for long-term health, regardless of chemistry. That is more nuanced than what I presented in previous videos, and the comments were right to push back on it. Now, the NMC data, and this is where the variance across owners is most interesting. The headline number from the NMC side is an owner of a 2019 Model 3 long range with 216,000 miles, showing 88% capacity, despite frequent supercharging, sometimes to 90% and occasionally to 95%. That car has been through a lot, and it is holding up better than the charging history would suggest. It is one of the strongest arguments in this dataset for the robustness of Tesla's battery management system on NMC chemistry. On the newer end, a 2025 Model 3 Performance with 47,000 kilometers reported 96% capacity, right where a well-managed NMC pack should be. A 2019 Model 3 long-range AWD at 100,000 miles reported approximately 84 to 85% retention. The owner charged primarily on alternating current to 80%, but did the majority of annual mileage on direct current fast chargers. That likely explains the slightly higher than average degradation, despite good home charging habits. The most concerning data point came from an owner who researched 10 2021 Model 3 performance vehicles from around the world, all at 55,000 miles. The average degradation across those 10 cars was 13 to 18%. That is significantly higher than the typical NMC curve would predict at that mileage. The owner concluded that calendar aging and the demands of a dual-motor performance battery are the primary drivers rather than mileage alone. A 2022 Model 3 performance with 84,000 kilometers showed 91% state of health, despite careful charging habits. That owner said he would not buy NMC again for long-term ownership, and that he would choose LFP instead. The clearest pattern in the NMC data is that Model 3 performance variants are showing slightly faster calendar degradation than standard long-range NMC packs at equivalent mileage and age. The higher nickel content and greater power demands of the performance battery appear to accelerate the early degradation curve, even when charging habits are careful. This is worth knowing if you are deciding between long range and performance, and long-term battery retention matters to you. The NCA side has one data point that stands above everything else in this entire data set. A 2018 Model X with 414,000 kilometers. It was supercharged almost daily, with virtually zero home charging. Winter temperatures fell to minus 20 degrees Celsius. Summer temperatures rose to 40 degrees Celsius. Most driving was highway, between 130 and 150 kilometers per hour. The battery degraded by just over 20%. I want to put that in perspective. That car had been charged at superchargers nearly every day for years, in conditions ranging from extreme cold to extreme heat, driven consistently above 130 kilometers per hour, and it lost 20% capacity at 414,000 kilometers. That is not a failure story. That is a remarkable result under conditions most battery researchers would consider a worst-case scenario for NCA chemistry. Looking at the full data set across all three chemistries, 4 patterns show up consistently. Owners with the best capacity retention almost universally charge at home, using AC power instead of DC fast charging. Owners showing higher than expected degradation at moderate mileage almost always share one of 3 factors. They have extreme climate exposure, they drive high-performance variants, or they use frequent DC fast charging as their primary charging method. Calendar aging is emerging as a more significant factor than many owners expected. It is especially clear for NMC and NCA battery chemistries, where time and heat matter as much as charge cycles. Fleet and rideshare use leads to noticeably faster battery degradation across every battery chemistry. Still, the results are often better than most people would predict. The comment that stuck with me most came from an owner who said most people do not drive 50,000 miles per year, and that calendar aging is probably more relevant for the majority of owners than charge cycle data. That is exactly right, and it is something worth covering in a dedicated video. Thanks to everyone who shared their numbers. This data set is genuinely useful, and I want to keep building it. If you have not shared yours yet, drop your chemistry, model year, mileage, and capacity percentage in the comments. The more data points we have, the more accurate the picture becomes. And if you want to be there when the next video comes out, hit subscribe. I will see you in the next one.